Yeah! Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Airport Duel. Today we've got Super Pershing 1945 playing as 35th US, and he's going up against RTK PauluS playing Rugener, so two divisions you don't see very often. So we'll cover the deck reviews, then the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game. And as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for Super Pershing, and he's playing 35th US, a division that is considered weak by most people. I don't play it that much because it's very bad, but ever since the reservist trait got reworked, it's less bad now. The div is better, definitely the div is better. Is it good? I guess we'll find out. And then yeah, his opponent's playing as Rugener, so we'll get to that after. So first things first, two cards of supply. The big supply, so this is 50 points, 1500, and then small supply. I guess that makes sense. You might find that two cards of supply isn't enough if you've got these two firing all game. And lots of tanks to repair, lots of guys to repair. But with these reservist divs, things tend to die rather than be repaired, so you can get away with two cards. And then, yeah, a 3 CV car. Your other options are a 2 CV tracked vehicle, or a 2 CV helicopter, which I do not recommend. And we've got 3 more CVs here. So, honestly, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is a lot of CVs. So what you could do is swap this one out for this one, which is tracked, and it's literally half the price. You do lose an availability. And then this one, you could just bring in the car. And there you go. You've now got a wheeled CV. And you've got a tracked cheap CV, and you've got a tracked expensive CV. So, and you lose one availability, but on a map like Black Forest, you know, you can buy both of these at once at the start for the same price as this. Right, you will be a bit behind. Right, this goes at 100, this goes at 90. It's just an idea. You don't have to do it, right? Then, basically, MP Patrol are the cool one because they get recoilless rifles, but they do not come in the military police vehicle. That is this one here. So, so yeah, I guess you kind of do have to bring both MPs. Like, this squad isn't that great. I was just playing a mod where these guys get AT4s, which was a bit dumb. But anyway, yeah, this is a better squad, but comes in the worst transport. And you need this military police transport to put with your reservist tanks to make them useful. So, yeah, I guess you do have to bring both. Alternatively, you could swap this one out for National Guard Engineers M67, which is a 10-man squad with the recoilless rifles. But then, well, yeah, I suppose that can work, actually. But you've already got some here, so whatever. And then National Guard M113A1s, basically, Reservist now just gives you 5% less less accuracy, apparently. Yeah, less accuracy. So, I guess it might be worth bringing them. It's quite expensive for 20 points, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't really think it's. Thing is, what else do you buy? I guess you just buy a bunch of tanks if you're not buying these M113A1s. So maybe that could work, but I have not played this div enough to really give a solid recommendation on that. It will take a long time for your stuff to show up, right? And these are reservist. So it can be worth having an infantry in a wheeled vehicle with AT, and I guess that is this. This one. The AT is not amazing, but it is a wheeled AT guy, right? You could also see some people bring like light rifles, law at 1 vet in the M35 or something like that. Generally, with this div, you want to be spamming out the recoilless rifles, so you could bring the 4th card, and you really don't have a lot of infantry, so yeah, whatever works. Yeah, I would be very tempted to get rid of this and replace it with National Guard rifles, law in a truck, so you've still got your dragon guys if you need them, and then you've got infantry that is cheap and you can put everywhere. Otherwise, and it's fast. Otherwise, it's coming in this, and it takes ages to get there. Sometimes you just need a cheap infantry with HP and AT, and that's what this is. This doesn't really fill that role because this is not very good against vehicles. The advantage of this is that it can shoot against infantry. If you're watching this and you didn't know that, I'd be surprised, but there it is. So, Ito, yeah, why not? There's no point of vetting it, really, so that's fair enough. Arty, yes, I do like these a lot. They now, because of the changes to the reservist trait, they're just as good as the regular ones, because artillery doesn't have the same accuracy stat, so it doesn't actually lose any accuracy, so they're just better than the normal ones now. They fire at the same rate and whatnot. You can also put a military police vehicle next to them if you want, but you don't really have to anymore. It doesn't change anything. And yeah, National Guard smoke mortars or whatever. So like this is less range but more available and whatnot, and this is more range. I prefer the one with more range, just makes smoking a little bit easier most of the time. And yeah, tanks. So this is sort of the meat and potatoes of it. It's supposed to be an infantry division, but they get a lot of M60s. For starters, I would be getting rid of these. So I mean, this can be useful. It's just it's got smoke now, right? But it's mediocre stealth, whereas this is good stealth, which makes it way better. So at the very least, I'd be getting rid of one and bringing this. And you can get rid of the second one as well, and just. Alright, my alarms keep going off. I need to sort out my life. And yeah, so something like this, it's probably not that useful actually. So you've not got smoke or anything, but how else do you kill infantry? How else do you kill infantry? You don't have IFVs, right? You don't have, I suppose you've got a lot of M113 A1s. I guess that is what's going to kill the infantry, and the recoilless rifles, so maybe it can work, right? But yeah, basically, CV tank makes sense, and then just a bunch of tanks, so like this is the best one. And they're all reservists, so you need to put that military police vehicle with them all. Just click it, Shift F, click on your tank, and it'll just follow your tank around. For the whole game, you won't have to worry about it. Yeah. These are decent tanks now, actually, since the changes. Maybe I should play 35th again. You definitely should be putting the military police vehicle with them, but they can survive a tow too, and they can come at one vet, and if you put the military police vehicle with it, well then it's just a regular tank, right? This thing I'm really not so sure about, frankly. I mean, it can be nice to have it at tow too, I guess. Let's see how it works in game. Recon, so yeah, the National Guard ACAV is 40 points. And I think the regular ACAV is now 40 points. No, it's 45, okay. Yeah, it can be useful. I mean, it is quite expensive for what it is. But yeah, it can be useful. You might want to consider bringing it at one vet. And then National Guard Cav Scouts Dragon. There's only a Dragon 1. But what would you even bring? Just more ACAVs or something. You need something out at the start, which is reasonably quick. Because you don't have any airborne forward deployment in this div. This is a recon plane. It can be funny to buy at the start because it can fire smoke rockets, which is very funny. And you can use those smoke rockets to do a cool attack. But, you know, you've not got forward deployment and whatnot. It's suboptimal. You can get it to work. You can use it to smoke stuff. It's difficult to get to work, really. But, yeah, you can buy one at the start and smoke a big, long line and then drive your troops down that line. And, yes, the National Guard M60A1 ACAV. So this is cool. You do need to bring it at one vet, and yeah, it's just a tank with good optics, and it starts further forward, so this helps you at the start. You buy a few of these at the start. A8, so the Dusters are really good against infantry. I'm not sure if it was nerfed. It might have been a little bit. I think it used to have more accuracy or something, but yeah, this is actually not so bad at one vet. And then Ihawk Roland, you don't need both of them. So yeah, I think bringing the Roland makes more sense. This is a Roland 3 on a vehicle and shoots very well. And then the Stingers. So this goes with your roving blob, and this goes with your infantry. Helis, so the advantage of the National Guard Cobra is that it's got 3 availability, whereas all the other ones have 2. Oh, the gunship is not incredible, frankly, since they nerfed the miniguns. And then, yeah, Ito, Cobra, okay, fine. I guess if you need, yeah, if you had to choose between these 3 and you could only pick one, then yes, I'd pick the Cobra, because sometimes you need ATGMs to stop vehicle breakthroughs. But yeah, not having anything that can shoot infantry is kind of rough. Trying to think, like, I mean, you could get rid of this. That'd give you 2 AP. And then you could have 2 Cobras. This might be useful, actually. I mean, if it gets the drop on somebody with mediocre stealth, it is a toe too. We'll see. And then the air tab, which is pretty kitted out. So 1 card of fighters. The shotgun fighter, it is very good. This one. Seed, which isn't incredible. 2 LGBTs. But yeah, if you need the seed if you're going to bring LGBTs just to keep them alive. This is 3 availability. It's actually not so bad. And this is 2 availability. So very much anti-tank. I guess these are the anti-infantry. But these can also one-shot heavy tanks with the top armor because it drops 2 at once. Switching to his opponent's deck, we have PauluS playing as Rugener. So we'll go through this tab by tab. So Hilo CVs. I'm surprised this one's 3 availability, actually, but yeah, okay, I'm just going to get rid of this straight away. Okay, don't get a Hilo CV. In terms of your supply options, that's fine. Car supply, slow armored supply. I mean, you could bring this instead of one of the car supplies. Just for your arty and stuff, it's a bit more cost efficient. 1,500 for 55, whereas this is 1,000 for 40. So you're only saving 5 points. So it's not a big deal, really. And it is also slower. So maybe not, actually. Save 5 points. Then, yeah, this is 20 points more, but it's got more HP. So yeah, I prefer the car. Don't bring a recon helo. 3, 6, 8. So you've still got 8 CVs, even if you get rid of the... Sorry, not recon helo, the CV helo, so don't bother with that. Then, yeah, Conkers in the UAS is very normal at no vet, yes. And then your line infantry should all be at 1 vet, really. So these should be at 1 vet, these should be at 1 vet. I guess the idea is he wants to bring as many of these as possible because they have the SVDs, but it's just worse. You've got so much infantry, like what? Oh, this should be at 1 vet. So much infantry here. Don't bring the Topaz 2A, it's terrible. And yeah, Marshals and SVD and Pychota Zedmec SVD get SVDs, which makes them quite effective at shooting people. This one's better against infantry, this one's better against vehicles. Here's 10 points more. The machine guns are better. This is like 4 rifles. One of these is like 2 rifles, so that's 4, 8, plus 5 is 13, quick maths. It's basically this is 12, right? These machine guns, though, aren't actually as good as these machine guns. And they have the resolute traits. This one is better, and yeah, you want it in the SPW-70. 30mm, okay. CVs, might as well bring this in this because it's faster, and it costs the same anyway, so you're not actually losing anything by doing that, except the refund cost, which doesn't matter too much. This is 3 availability with 8 HP. Or you could get 2 availability with 4 HP, or 2 availability, 7 HP. But yeah, 3 availability is just kind of better. These guys don't even have smoke. Pychota Zedmec, it's an alright squad, I guess. I mean, it's sort of like arm rifles, except 1 less machine gun, so it's just sort of a nothing squad. It's like a meat shield squad, I guess. I mean, I'm quite surprised that the Marine Pioneers and stuff haven't been brought, frankly. This is a very good, like, what? Yeah, you don't really need all these mot shots and BTR. Like, if you're going to do this, they should all be at 2 vet anyway, because that's ridiculous. I used to swear by Panzerjäger, and then I tried using them, and the enemy literally just drove past me because the range is terrible. So you don't need that. It's actually better to just have the more range. So yeah, I don't think these are that good. And then you can bring Marine Pioneers, and that's a very nice satchel squad. and this is a lot of guys here. I do like Reservistum and Zickerungs, but they do only come at no vet. So what you can do is, either swap out one of these Mott Schutzen for this, or like a second, like the Unspeakable one. You can bring the Unspeakable one and just spam that out a bit. Really does help. Because you don't have any dragons or metis or anything like that, right? And I suppose there's lots of AT in here, so... But yeah, at the very least, these should all be at 2 vet. I wouldn't bother 2 vetting these. They're really good. You want as many of them as possible. So yeah, they're all 2 vet now. Something like this is actually quite useful. It's very good defensively. So yeah, rather than the Pychota Zmech, you could just bring these guys in the ZPUA, which doubles as AT and whatnot. And then there you go. You got a lot of wrong transport, and it's still cheap, right? This is actually not a bad squad on the defense. It's got very low cohesion, so typically you want to be the one defending in the building as opposed to running across the open field, but it is quite useful. I actually like the Volpos because I suppose they're militia now. I guess it's better than the old reservists because you get a bunch of these SPW PSHs that you can spam out everywhere. So that's something else you could do, get rid of one of these and then bring the Vopos, and then you've got 10 extra of these, and they've got Mediocroptics when they're still, which isn't amazing, but it's got a KPVT on it, it's 30 points, what's not to like? It's fast, it's very fast actually, wow, it's very fast. So, yeah, that's another thing you can do. RT, so we're missing 2 points from here, right? So these are basically the main point of Rugener, these coffin launchers that you can use to kill people on maps like Urban Frontlines or Chemical Duel or whatever, or just anywhere. They're very, very useful against infantry, so you should be bringing that. And then in terms of your artillery options, none of them are particularly good. Buying 4 of these is a waste of time, they won't do anything anyway. You might as well just 2-vet them, or you can bring 2 of these, which is probably a better idea, frankly. So yeah, you've got 2 of these, and this might actually hurt somebody. And you can use it for smoke as well, so you don't really need a smoke mortar if you're going to use these. Tank tabs, so T-72s, I believe this should probably be at 1 vet if you actually want it to do anything. And then T-55As are really good, so yeah, here's an idea. Down vet these, get rid of that, put the Unspeakable one in here. You can put it in this if you want, but whatever, the car works too. Get rid of one of these and bring the T-55s. So they're really good at the start of the game. And then this should be at 1 vet as well if you actually want to use it. If anything, there should be a second card of T-55s in here somehow, but I guess it's not to be. Recon, so KSK are your airborne forward deployment. You can try something funny where you open with a bunch of planes and then helo drop them on people with the urns and whatnot. It is possible to do that. You get 6 urns at 2 vet. So you can do that, right? Because this is actually airborne forward deployed in a helicopter. So if you buy planes and a recon helo at the start, like this is your recon helo, I guess, then you can really get some stuff going. Or you can play it safe and just bring it in the truck. Then the Aufklärer, you should be bringing it in this one, really, because it's got good optics as well. It does make it 10 points more expensive, but this helps you win fights and whatnot, can lock down areas against roving infantry squads. This thing's really good. It's like the one in the heli type, except better, because it's a recon, and it's got very good optics. It's pretty good, actually. Air, so you don't need 6 KRUGs. How about 4 KRUGs? Frankly, really, you should be... we've got 1 AP spare. So, yeah, this is really good against infantry. So, you want that at 1 vet. This now fires 3,125 meters against aircraft. I'm not sure if it actually makes it any good. You've got this against infantry, and frankly... Like, I really like this one. It actually does quite a lot of damage, or at least it used to. Because it has, yes, identical stats to the ZU-23. So it actually does quite a lot of damage. the Shilka can work. It's just it's twice the price. It's twice the price, and it's not actually twice as good. It does fire further, right? So if you're struggling against helicopters, it can be better. So yeah, let's leave the Shilka in there. Why not? Helis. So you don't really need this if you've got these, but I mean you can bring it anyway. The thing is, this is really good. It fires 3,000 meters and usually misses, but the idea is that you have a supply underneath it and you take off, fire, land, take off, fire, land. You can also just land it on the ground and it will outrange the enemy tanks and just kill them. I've seen that happen lots of times. So you really do want to be bringing this. So I'd get rid of that and put these in. And then 6 fighters, HE, the AT2, which isn't as good as the AT1, but you can't get that. And the KGMU, which is just sort of a meme, really. The idea is it's got 2 bomb loads, so you can kill one guy, then kill another guy. You can just use it as a regular bomber. Frankly, these fulfill the same role. Something like the Limb is actually quite useful at the start of the game for saturating targets and then using like the HE bombers to take them out. Or you can get this, which is just a lot better, really. So I'd be swapping this out for this. 3 availability. You've still got a bomber, because you can just switch this off and just use those bombs, or use them both, whatever. And this reloads in 16 seconds, if it doesn't get hit. So I like that one a lot. So that's enough deck yappage. Now we'll cover the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game. And as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk a bit about the map. The map is blue side favoured because you get this town for free. Having said that, red can rush Echo at the start, whereas blue would struggle to rush Foxtrot at the start. And yeah, Alpha is easier to defend than Papa, that's for sure. Having said that, in terms of the matchup, Rugener is better than 35th US, but neither division is really considered meta at all. Rugener is a solid B tier division, and 35th is more or less C tier, I'd say. So yeah, Rugener's like low B tier. So neither of them are particularly meta. So I think Rugener does have the advantage. 35th, basically you just spam out a bunch of cheap tanks and cheap infantry, but you don't actually get that many of them. But since they made the reservist trait less bad, it is better for you now playing this division, because the reservist trait doesn't hamper your units as much as it used to. Rugener is kind of a hard one to describe. It's just got a bit of everything. A few medium tanks, quite a few T-55As, which are really, really good at the moment. Very overperforming at the moment. Helicopters and whatnot. Like it's a very strange division. Lots of like motorized East German stuff. A small like marine component, coffin launchers, which he's not brought, which would have been very useful on this map, I feel. A little bit of forward deployment in the form of the KSK, which really aren't so bad. Very good against infantry, right, because of the SMGs and the satchels, and they've got AT, so not a bad squad at all. Yeah, a bit of a weird one. Anyway, let's have a look at the deployments. So we've got Super Pershing here, opening with an ACAV here. So yeah, that is tracked, so it will take a while to get there. Nice defensive position, and then presumably the vehicle itself could come round to here or something, or the infantry could come round here and he leaves the vehicle there. Cav Scouts Dragon trying to get to Echo. That's probably not going to happen. These are recon deployed, and these are airborne forward deployed, so they start further forwards. This transport goes at 90, and this transport goes at 90. So yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work. And behind that, we've got a National Guard Stinger, a National Guard Ito going to this airport control tower. Airport control towers can see further than atheists, so you always want to put your guys in. This is the big one, but that tends to be quite busy at the start. And the CV, tracked. We spoke about this in the deck review. I think it's better to bring these CVs in a wheeled vehicle. A Tow Cobra, which, okay, we'll see how that goes. Another National Guard Scouts going to that building. I mean, we'll see. And a National Guard M60A1. I don't watch these games beforehand, by the way. Then we've got 2 more National Guard Cav Scouts, one for mid and one for the right here. Honestly, I think this ITO could do with being here, because then you can shoot down this. Whereas it being here, I mean, it can work. You could shoot down there, and you could shoot across if something happens over here. So it can work, but this is the main one you want to get an ATGM to. Although that is very predictable, so there's a case to be made against it. And 2 National Guard M60s for mid, so that's quite surprising. And then, oh, okay, so there is actually a National Guard Stinger and a National Guard ITO coming here, and another tracked CV, so we're going to get there very slowly. And a fighter. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got, yeah, 2 KSK forward deployed, 1 trying to get to Zulu. You'll note that it's not actually a lot going to Zulu here. The tanks are going to here. I suppose they then could be repathed into Zulu. I think, honestly, having a tank here can be good, because then you can get it to here and shoot down. We'll see. I don't play either of these divisions very much. They're not very popular.
Frederick subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Frederick. So yeah, 2 KSK, the Special Forces and Shock and whatnot. And they're going in. And then a Recon Hilo. That's an interesting deployment. He's bringing the Topaz 2As. I spoke about this in the deck review. That's not a good idea. So Pychota Zedmech SVD in the Topaz 2A. He must have been playing Steel Division 2 or something, because basically there is a command that just will unload at the place. You don't have to fast move and unload. So he's given 2 separate orders there. Anyway, Conker's in here. Conker's in here. That's very normal. CV for Papa. Well, this should be unloading as soon as it gets into Papa, because you're going to, all this time while it's in the vehicle, it's not going to be capturing it. And then what's the point in being here? You want to be in here, and then you can bring it over here and into Echo. Helicopter CV, which we spoke about in the deck review. I'm not a big fan. So Bravo, and then presumably Foxtrot. Malyutka for... okay. Why not just go down the road? And then 2 Urns, which are the autocannon ones, and 2 of the heavier helicopters. So lots of helos going on there. So yeah, we'll cast the game from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. 1 join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views, so if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. Otherwise, please just like the videos, it's free. This is my sole source of income as I try and finish a PhD, did I say that already? Anyway, so this is the recon plane, and it's doing some reconnaissing, and now the F-16 should be coming and killing all these helos. There was actually a KRUG back there, and a Topaz 2A, which I didn't see, so I do apologise for that. These are the important ones. He only gets 2 of these, and he's bought them both at the start. This has a better gun. You can just use the gun on it. KRUG does miss, but if it fires again, it's just going to evac this, which it probably will. It's got a big range. This will one-shot that. Okay, so it missed. In fact, it missed by so much that it didn't even sort that out. So, yeah, interesting. I mean, you can just stop, you know. You don't actually have to just drive into them. It might seem ridiculous, but... okay, so that's out of everything. MiG-23 ML. Okay, I would have thought that blue would buy a fighter immediately on the second tick to deal with all these helos, and there it is. The MiG-23 ML is not that great, that's why it's 3 per card. This should really kill it, and there it goes, and then he can use the gun on the urns, I think. Stinger unloaded in the open, so PauluS should just right-click that, and it should die. Before it can kill the second one, and down it goes. So yeah, he should have unloaded like in the forest, maybe. It would have helped him a lot. And now, yeah, the F-16 can use its guns. The Dragonfly is still trying to accomplish things with its rockets that don't really do a whole lot, but it is giving good recon. And yeah, what a scrappy deployment from both teams. A lot of Red's things died here, I think, which I wasn't really looking at us. Anyway, it needs to unload this, really. And he does. There's that helo, and it lands, and this doesn't shoot the rockets at it, which is quite surprising. The ML was going for the tow cobra and kills it and hits the F-16 on its way past. The F-16 has to evac, will probably get out. Phantom AT has been purchased here. So that's interesting. I mean, it's not got any side guns. It's not got any side missiles or anything, so it's more of a deterrent, I suppose. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is just a very, very weird game so far. Very entertaining though. So like, this is just gonna sit around and just get shot basically. Goes for the helo and gets it. 48 bullet. Yeah, I guess it's made it. I mean, it has 20% ECM. The accuracy on these missiles isn't very good, so explains a lot. And now he's finally evacing it, or it got auto evac'd. In the meantime, Blue never bothered to send this in. Topaz 2A going down there. They really are awful. Don't understand why he brings those. And yeah, just a lot of units dying at the start there. So PauluS doing a good job of always having a plane up. I think that's a very good idea, frankly, having a plane up as often as possible. And we got some National Guard engineers leaders coming into Zulu. Can breathe now. So yeah, if you're Blue in this situation, you want to get some supply up to here. You're going to need more than that, mate. It's not a lot of supply. And having both of these in the same building isn't great. Another Stinger would be useful. It's clear your opponent likes planes. It's a shame that PauluS doesn't bring the rocket plane. I think that would have managed to accomplish quite a lot if he brought that. So that is a shame. Engineers trying to get in there, back to buy Tow Cobra, but I mean, isn't the enemy plane just going to kill that? You basically don't want to buy a helicopter unless you've got a fighter, because this just happens, and you know. So the missile misses, but if he doesn't land immediately, he's just going to come back around. So he's landing now, but now there's a bomber, and this is why you don't put two people in the same house, because they're all going to die to this, and they'll be back in 2 minutes. So yeah, red coming back in here. All of blue stuff, well, most of blue stuff is like tracked and whatnot. So red is on the +1 as well because Zulu hasn't been capped yet. And it looks like they can see this Tow Cobra, presumably because of this guy here. So yeah, if this had, so he's trying to take off now, but this is coming back around. Still got the air-to-air miss. Oh, it evacs. Suppose he saw that coming towards him and thought it was an Eyehawk. This will shoot as it goes past, so he might still lose a Tow Cobra. Oh, it doesn't shoot. Interesting. But anyway, he's just bought another one. Takes ages for these to land and whatnot. Also, I'm pretty sure he tried to land in a block of buildings, so it didn't work. He would have to have landed here, so... Yeah, you just basically don't want to buy a helicopter, a good helicopter, unless you have a fighter up. It's a pretty good rule of thumb, actually. Unless and you know, always have your fighter idling around, or you buy it if there's a bunch of AA. You've got a bunch of AA and you're kind of expecting it to die. It's very difficult to like I buy Apaches and stuff and I keep losing them. It's just very, very, very difficult to keep helicopters alive in this game. It's not like Broken Arrow where they just kill everything, and then they respawn if you lose them. Here you get 1 Apache per card. The enemy jets sent to kill it come at 3 or 4 per card. You know, if they're a MiG-21 BIS AA or this thing, it's 3 per card, so... the M60s on their very limited HP are accomplishing things. I assume they've both been hit by 1 Conkers, because they have the same HP, which would indicate they've been hit once by the same thing. MP Patrol probably could have made it to that building, actually, but whatever. Because now he's not in range to shoot back. And here we go, the Duster. The Duster's proper cool. Makes a nice sound. It is being assisted a bit, but you know, it can fire at these smaller vehicles and whatnot. There's the ML MiG. The US Rolands have been purchased. And yeah, the Duster dusts off that Paichota Z-Mech. Sadly, oh no, he's right-clicked it. If he'd left it to auto-shoot, it would start shooting these guys. And here we go, Duster versus SPW-70. You know, for 65 points, it's not so bad. I think they did used to be better, actually. Maybe I'm making that up. And the MP Patrol finishing it off with that recoilless rifle. So that's kind of what M35th is all about, using the recoilless rifles on people. Recoilless rifle spamming. This guy doesn't have AT, so the Duster can just beat him up. So I'm not sure why he ran that forwards. It was doing fine back here. Now it's dead. So these guys, nah, they need to get back in the transport, really. And the transport should bring them all the way up. You know that there's nobody up to here. You can get there a lot faster, otherwise it's going to take so long for them to show up. Anyway, the MP patrols are shooting. I just don't understand why he sent this forwards. It was doing fine. Whoops. HE bomber's back. I think it missed, and you see it, he got a crit there. Spags tend to crit more. Crits are a percentage chance. I believe it's 0.5%. Or it might be 0.5% per crit, and there's a lot of different crits. I'm not sure, actually. I have seen times where something has received 2 crits in 1 hit, so maybe it's higher than 0.5 for that reason. Either way, something that fires very fast is obviously a lot more likely to deal crits because it's on a per hit basis, not on a you know, how much you're hitting them with. So KSK should kill those national rifles pretty fast, although there are only 4 of them. The main issue he's going to have is that all his teammates are going to help out. Yeah, so now that these guys have died, the KSK is not 1v1ing. Okay. So there is a bit of friendly fire, but it's not 100%. And there you go, the KRUG claims its first victim. That is the funny part about Rugener. Get the KRUGs there. I honestly don't think it's a bad division, Rugener. The way he's built it's a bit weird, but apart from that, I think it's quite nice. Especially on a map like Chemical Duel, it's really, really good. Because of the coffin launchers, but he's not brought the coffin launchers, which is a big shame, I think. This makes me want to play Rugener and 35th US. I just want to play Warno. It's crazy. And then I play it and then I lose and I get upset, so... Interesting. T-72 gets side shot there. I think it was a side shot, although it would actually die from a front shot, because it's not the upgraded one. And the US Rolands are in a good spot now, so... You need to move your stuff after it shoots, otherwise enemy arty comes... Like, this hasn't moved once, it's just been sat there shooting him. F-16 finishes off the ML. And now, if you're blue, you want to buy that artillery, really, and get a mobile CV with it. Because this isn't moving, and you could kill that. He's got a pretty good front lineup. Does need, like, an 80 gem in here would be nice, something in here. But yeah, he's got a pretty good front line, and now blue's got the advantage. I mean, red is winning, which means that blue has to push, which is a pain. You know, defending is easier. And this one misses and is now flying over the choker, so he's going to take a lot of damage there. Probably going to auto-evac. Yeah, gets auto-evac there. So that'll be back in about 5 minutes. And yeah, the MP patrols with the M67, the Duster. I like these Dusters. Anyway, M60's National Guard versus base T-72's unvetted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's moving forwards, given that this can't actually shoot you if you get far back enough. No, they both have the lowest range, never mind. Another Phantom purchase, that one does hit. The KRUG is still reloading. The ML does finish off the Phantom there. The Eagle's up. Sorry, the Viper's up. Fires 6 missiles and gets no hits. Or it might have been 1 hit out of 6 missiles. That's just quite unlucky, actually. These only have, I think it's 10% ECM, so it's quite unlucky there. And yeah, the M60s. I want to play 35th now. I'm going to play some 35th after this. So, going to need a lot of Malyutkas to take these guys out. This is 17 pen, so it would one-shot 3 armor, because it's like an upgraded Malyutka. So it would kill this. So I got 2 armor, but... You know, these would be fine unless they get shot in the back somehow. And yeah, another Ito purchase. Could use a Stinger, really. Would be useful. A couple of Stingers in here. Like the US Rollins are great. Oh, here come the Stingers, actually. The US Rollins are nice, but it's nice to have guys that can get in the buildings and get quite close to the helicopters without being spotted. You'll note that this has exceptional stealth. This only has good stealth. I think they used to have exceptional. So yeah, regular infantry's only got good stealth, but the manpads have exceptional stealth. So recon infantry also has exceptional stealth. So it's they are useful. You can get them quite close and shoot people with them. So we got a... Okay, it was a bit of a misclick there. And now it's been evac'd by misses from the Roland. So yeah, moving the Roland after it shoots, that is very intelligent, so you don't get arted. And yeah, the Ito's laying into the Meridias. This has a lot of armor, actually. It's actually really good for the price now. Since they increased the fire rate on these T-55, so they shoot faster than Chieftains now. The tank that was specifically designed to kill them. Yeah, they're better than the tank that was specifically designed to kill them. Anyway, The M60s at 1 vet fire at 10 rounds a minute, whereas this is, it's base 8, but you should always bring it at 1 vet, so it should be 9. But it looks like he's not brought it at 1 vet. But like, look at this. This is so weird. Why is that there? Why bring those? Anyway, needs to unload this, really. Not sure he's paying too much attention. No, he is, because he's looking over here, otherwise he wouldn't be doing that. So, just counting on getting lucky, and he is, so... See if he gets lucky twice. Okay, figures he's out of luck now. And it did actually miss. There you go, the Duster Roland combo brought down this MI8. Double Krug shot. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. So there you go. This is the idea with Rugener. You just buy the Krugs and put some CVs next to them, and Bob's your uncle, basically. So Dragonfly's back. And yeah, he's doing some spotting. Although the Krug can shoot this, right? Because it's just classed as a plane. So he's flying into Krug range. And really needs to buy that arty, because these guys aren't moving. So all he needs is... Ah, there it is. So he should have immediately, when they shoot, you ping it. F1 hit. You hit F1 and click. F1 click. F1 click. F1 click. And then you know where they are, and then you can shoot. Because otherwise, I mean, he's going on the CV, which is fair enough, but if he wants to use his planes, these need to die. Otherwise, it's just going to keep happening. Having said that, he has brought 6 Krugs, which is kind of ridiculous. I would recommend 3 at no vet, or 4 at 1 vet, maybe. 2 at 2 vet is kind of rough. I suppose you could bring the first one at 2 vet or something like that, and the other 2 at 1 vet. Anyway... Krugs are out of ammo again. Resupply cost is quite high, and there goes the recon. Sorry, the CV helo. It's very rare to see those. They are a bad idea because of that, basically. A car can move around the zone while capturing the zone. The helo has to sit. Obviously, if it left then, it would have been fine because there's nobody else in the zone. There's no other CV in the zone. But yeah, you have to like slowly land, and if the enemy's paying any attention, he just sees where you land and starts shooting RT at you. So I don't really think they're a good idea at all. It's quite rare to see them because most people agree. The only top player I've seen bring them is Fortitude Fence. So he thinks there's a guy in there, but there is not. Maybe this used to be in there or something. I'm not sure. There was the Dragonfly there, so you would assume he would know. Right, so these are designed to kill helicopters. I think going on this would have been a much better idea, frankly. It buys another US Roland. Should take 1 HP off that. And the F-16 getting hit by the double MiGs there. And down he goes. This has the side missiles as well. Secondary missiles. Topaz 2As are really not very good. They're like... they've got 2 front armor. They've got no smoke, though. I really do like that smoke on the FV432, which costs the same price. Although, you know, they don't have... doesn't have 2 armor. Right, so big shooty now, and this is a very good target. This is obviously not. Just flying the AT missiles into all the fighters. It's just not, it doesn't make much sense, really. He knew they were there because he killed his last 2 planes, so not so sure about that. I don't think that was a very good idea. But mistakes do happen, so yeah, PauluS is having a really tough time pushing into this. Super Pershing has a pretty nice kind of concave shape setup where he's shooting him from here. He had guys here as well. He's got guys here, and so PauluS keeps running over this field and getting shot. If I'm Super Pershing in this case, I want to try and push up to here. Frankly, I'd want to attack here because you've got a lot of tanks, and getting to here is kind of tough.
I like money. PauluS and subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Paul. Basically, what you should do is, if you're blue, you attack here, and he puts loads of guys here, and then you come attack over here, basically. And if you're going to attack here, you know, you come in from, you can come in from this side, but you got to watch out for that. Or you can come in from here to there, and then you smoke this off so you don't get shot from here, and you can get over there. Need some AA with this. You can't just have 4 tanks. You need some recon. Like this guy should be up here. Need some recon with the tanks because they'll move past that infantry quite quickly. Coilless rifles doing a lot of work, and the M60s, yeah. They're good if you can get quite a lot of them. I think, you know, because they can survive at 02 here, and they're 90 points. So big heavy arty coming on those Meridas there. Whoops, I said it correctly. My bad. Those Meridias there. That was only one round. Okay, he target switched. It's a shame. He could have killed that tank. He actually routed the other one as well, so that's a big shame. At least I think he target switched. Anyway, you see I was talking about these in the deck review. I wasn't sure if these would be useful, but I guess they are because they contribute a lot to the blob, and the M60 blob is, you know, doing a lot better as a result of it. So, yeah, the Malyutka Ps, one of them goes down, the other one did move. I do like this play from PauluS, trying to sneak these behind so he can hurt people. That is very intelligent gameplay. Basically, if you're defending, you want to do an active defense. You don't just want to sit there all game. You actually do want to try and push and get around people and frustrate the enemy's sensibilities and whatnot. It does look like Super Pershing is coming for Papa, which doesn't actually have too much on it. I'm not sure why you know there's nobody there. Anyway, now it's going to do a full reload and fire another salvo there. That's what happens if you interrupt the volley, so he did interrupt it before. Roland caught out by itself. Should really have the armor in front of it. And so he loses his big AA there. And these are not cheap. They're 140 points. I believe you can only get 3 of them at one there. Maybe. I don't know, actually. Anyway, Malyutka P here is probably going to claim some mortars. Down goes 1. So he wants the mortars so he can smoke and attack. And should lose the second one here, because even if that missed, it'd fire some more. So now he should really send a helo for that or something. And he is attacking over here at the same time. Duster in front. You really kind of want the tanks in front. And the recon with the tanks but behind it. So it doesn't die. Because then you can't see anything. Wow, I mean... It's causing a lot of problems, isn't he? There's one guy. Yeah, this is where the smoke comes in and whatnot. Anyway, he takes that out. This guy's still here. These rises, I don't know, he doesn't seem to have made up his mind yet. Still not dealing with this Malyutka. I guess he's looking over here. This is where we should be looking, because that's where things are happening. And, yeah, 122mm. Oh, this is going to be pretty spicy. The KGMU doesn't do much to vehicles, but the regular bombs do, and they're still landing. Okay. Wow, that is really not as good as I thought it was. Yeah, might not want to bring that one, actually. And here we go. PauluS has managed to get in to Echo here. Super Pershing still just kind of not really doing anything about this guy. He's managed to fire 8 missiles. These could use some healing. Can't see the ACAB beating a T-55. National Guard Ito's on a movement order, so he should get up to here and then be able to shoot. Duster being sent in there. Another M60 goes down to the ATGMs, but Super Pershing has managed to get into Papa at a considerable personal expense. Really needs... okay, so he's got the Stingers up. These are getting resupplied, although only one of them is, so he could shoot this with that. I think the Ito should really do a lot of work here, because I mean, you can't really get away from it. He's not got recon... sorry, he's not got smoke. He's also not got recon, so he can't see it. Yeah, otherwise he'd be shooting it, right? So yeah, he could go hide behind this, would be probably quite smart. In the meantime, Super Pershing trying to push over here. This is where you want to use that bomber, because if you just kill this, then all this isn't doing anything. But the KGMU was wasted, although a minute has just passed, so we would expect to see a new purchase coming out here. The T-55AK went down, presumably to the Ito, and it looks like the Engineers leader are going to get in here. So, the minute's purchases were 4 Pichota Zedmech. Okay, I would have expected that bomber maybe for this, but maybe he couldn't see it or something, I don't know. Maybe he used them all. I think he's still got KGMU left. Yeah, so Super Pershing on the +2 now, because this is a +2, so it'll be +4 soon. These M60s are very low. He is using the arty to clear out the Maryukas, which is intelligent gameplay. These 122s just aren't very good. KRUG goes down. Although, you know, if you just kind of sit there at minimum range under the recon, so corrected shot at very close range there, you will eventually die. KRUG claims another victim. Takes out another dragonfly there. And, yeah, the Ural goes down to the M60s. The Rise has not a great gun on it. Although this has the max range gun. I'm not actually sure. Okay, it's only got 12 armor, so it probably could shoot it. Yeah, this also has the minimum range gun. The base T72 is kind of hard to use because it's just like it's not got smoke. It's just like one of the most expensive tanks in the game that doesn't have smoke. It might be the most expensive non-smoke tank in the game, excluding CVs. It is good though, if you can actually shoot people with it. It is good. This is the only div that gets it that doesn't also get T72s with smoke, which are just better in basically every way. So it's very rare to see this unit. But yeah, you can use it. It's just like the base T55 is just so much more cost efficient because you bring it at 2 there, and then not only does it shoot faster, but it's like 80 points, or it might be 85 now, but this is 130. So yeah, the Rise is dueling the Meridas here. I think maybe both of the helos are dead. Both of the you know, the Tow Cobras, National Guard Tow Cobras. Okay, yeah, it just wasn't fast enough there. They take too long to unload, so he does lose a Maryuka, which is a big shame. Sorry, he does lose a unit to the Maryuka. Sorry, yeah. Bit all over the place. National Guard M6. Everybody's missing this guy. Nobody can kill him. Oh, I guess this isn't actually shooting him, so... There you go, National Guard engineers take him out. And then, yeah, he could use this on that T-72, but he's got it on a move order, so it's just going to get shot, apparently. This is why you got to be careful with those helicopters, right? If you lose your 2 helicopters near the start, well, then you're sort of doomed for the rest of the game, and I think that is what happened. These could be shooting, though, you know, they could be going on this, it's not moving, or shooting over here, maybe. M60's very low cohesion there. But this has an autoloader, which means that even though it's low cohesion, its fire rate doesn't go down. Whereas this has... What? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, this is not displaying the cohesion information, my apologies. Yeah, so PauluS is coming back in. He's coming back in for Echo. I got to admire his aggressive strategy, right? It's a lot more fun to watch than people just sitting there. So he's got some infantry, he's got a tank, he's got a bit of AA. Nice little blob there. Reasonably cheap as well, so he should be able to get in here. Like, he's already got the Mott Schutzen here. This Ito is causing problems. Does not hit it. 82 goes down. There were 4 National Guard Stingers here. So, typically, you know, you see Stingers come out of a building, you shoot that building, right, with your arty and whatnot. So I'd love to see that here. And, yeah, wow, what a cool game. So, Red's going to push back into here, but this is only a +1, whereas he's Gloucester's +2, so I'm not sure if this... I mean, you've got to do something. You can't just, like, sit there and look at this. He's pushing out with a Foxtrot, trying to cut the reinforcement road to Echo, although this should really be in here, right? And then he... like this one is, and then he could still shoot down this road. These TOW-2s I spoke about in the deck review, I wasn't sure if they were a good idea, but maybe this div does need them, because you don't actually get... you know, like, your regular infantry ATGMs are only ITOs and whatnot. So, double TOW-2 there. This guy doesn't have smoke, but what he does have is the ability to reverse at 55 kilometers an hour, because this is a very realistic game, and in this very realistic game, T-72s reverse at 55 kilometers an hour. Very low HP guy here, but still alive. It's interesting that the tanks are, I suppose it's out of max range, right? Although this one could... no, it's not got the vision. So Reservist and Fuhrer getting in there. More National Guard M60s. Trying to do the shooty. Blue taking quite heavy losses here with 12 minutes left. Here comes the bomber. Should be going on that... I guess he can't see this, so he's just going where it was last. He did get 2 units for that. What you can do is like drop the regular bombs and then drop these, like split the payload. That's a lot of fun. There's that CV helo we spoke about. It is just going to get shot straight away by an ATGM, and then we'll have to take off, or the tank could just shoot it. Not sure why it hasn't already. Apparently this is more important than the CV that is currently capturing the zone. I mean, what? Why is not... what? Must be something to do with the threat level. Must have a very low threat level. I mean, all you got to do is right-click it. Could have killed it by now. So, yeah, that, I mean, okay. Now it's just going to take off, right? Yeah. That was not fantastic, really. I think Blue could have really just right-clicked that a long time ago and killed it. And he doesn't have to leave this... okay, it's on low cohesion. But yeah, he doesn't have to leave this around here at all. Here we go, LGBT. I was wondering if we'd see this game. Sadly, buying it into a bunch of enemy fighters, not the best thing ever. Especially given that, so he's only actually got 2 fighters of his own, and we know at least one's dead. Don't know if the second one died, or if it's repairing or what. Somehow that guy gets out. Quite surprised by that. And yeah, National Guard engineers getting shot, so they need to hide behind this building, I think. Double Roland. Who takes out that ML there. AT2 goes down here, presumably to the many stingers. This one's been upvetted because it's got so many kills. It's had so many kills. And yeah, these would survive a TOW2 hit from the front, but when there's 3 of them shooting you, or even 4, kind of hard to deal with that. Is this on the ground? No, it's still on low altitude. Yeah, it's just hovering there. So the TOW2 can't hit it when it's 10 meters above in the air, right? Or even 5 meters in the air. But it can hit it if it's on the ground. Obviously, it's like a game balance thing, right? But in real life, I believe tank crews can actually just shoot low-flying helicopters with the main gun. Like, if the gun can aim up high enough, or why not? It's just like any other target, right? And the computer does it. So, it's a computerized firing solution, isn't it? It's not a... well, I don't know, some of these tanks... but it depends who you listen to. You listen to some of these packed historians, you'd assume that they've got, you know, air conditioning inside these T-55s or whatever, but if you look at the reality, they're probably trying to crank it round. That's enough packed bashing for one day. Most of the problems I raised have actually been solved, so, you know, given, the Sparrows got buffed, so NATO air's better and it stays in the field for longer. Good shooting on that Roland. Sadly, these are 122s, so they don't really do anything. He's not bothered upvetting it, so he's just got no vet 122s. Stingers firing their M16A1s. It's worth noting, by the way, that this is the worst rifle in the game. Rifles are usually standardized, so 5.56 rifle is the same for everybody, except the American M16A1 is just worse than the M16A2 that is standardized to the same as everybody else's rifles. So yeah, M16A1 is seen as very bad, which is a shame, because I thought it was the base M16 that fell apart in Vietnam, and then the A1 fixed all those problems. But anyway, Arty coming in on the enemy Arty, so that was very intelligent. And it's just a shame we haven't seen these used more. What you do is you just buy a CV, not this one, the car one, and you just put it next to them, and then, you know, move, fire, move, fire, move, fire. Really nice piece of kit, this. I'm looking forward to playing this division after this game. I'm going to play this division. I probably won't record it because I need to learn it first. But yeah, I want to see how these guys play, because now that the reservist trait is not as bad, you know. What I will say is that Super Pershing hasn't been doing much using the military police vehicles, right? I'm not actually seeing those at all, I think, this game. Because this isn't the one that brings the vehicle, it's the other one. So all of these tanks never got the suppression resistance from being military police and whatnot. But yeah, both of these divisions can spam out a lot of stuff. So you see, the power of these National Guard M113A1s, which we were talking about, really quite useful, I guess, if you get enough of them. Use them with the tanks to get some more shooty on the go. And that Reservist and Führer might make it, I think. I think it's probably going to leave range soon. Yeah, that'll be it. And he's not moving his... It's a shame, you know, if he just ran after it, he would have got it, but... Oh, well. Yeah, neither of these divs get autocannons, which means that they actually kind of struggle to kill the infantry. Although, you know, you'd expect to see a couple more grenade launchers maybe from Red, because he gets the 30mm. We actually see 2 all the way back here. So yeah, these need to move and then shoot, which they are doing. That Shilka gets taken out, and here we go, another CV for Echo. Rugener's a weird one, man. There's one guy who used to just play Rugener all the time. Oh, Meridia getting side shot there. This will one-shot 6 armor, which is the side armor on a Meridia, the same as a Leopard 2. So yeah, don't get shot in the side by... Because this has the same pen as a Conkers, so a Conkers will one-shot, side shot a Leopard 2, which is quite a common interaction, because you get a lot of Conkers unpacked, particularly like BMP2 divs. It's one of the reasons that 5th Panzer's not that easy to play. But yeah, there you go, 2 side shots there. PauluS just getting a bit flustered. He knows he's running out of time, so he's starting to make a lot of mistakes here. I think Super Pershing is ahead on kills, perhaps. Here we go, CV. This is something you can do with Helo-born CVs. Haha, look, I dropped it behind you. And they just buy a plane and kill it, so... Or a Helo and kill it. Just drive up to it and it has to leave. So yeah, that is something you can do with them. So yeah, I know one top player who brings Helo CVs, and that is Fortitude Fence. None of the other ones do. And the way he does it is basically just doesn't buy a CV at the start, and then he buys a Helo CV and uses that to cap all his back points, because it's faster at that point than it would be to do it with a car CV, depending on the map. Right, if it's Death Row, I think a car would be faster actually. But on most maps, the Helo is faster. Because I mean, this is quite a slow one, but usually it is just faster, right? I mean, this is 75. You know, fastest ground one's basically 100. Whereas this is twice the speed, and it can fly anywhere, so it doesn't have to take the roads, right? Anyway, as soon as it takes off, it's probably going to get smacked here. Oh, no, there it goes. He is on a +2 with 5 minutes left, though. It's just all Blue needs to do is buy a CV. So where is it? Yes, here it comes. He's chosen to go off-road, so he's going to be nice and slow. Could come down here. It's a bit risky, though, I suppose. I guess that's why he doesn't want to do it. Oh, he's given it an attack move order as well, so he's just stopping to see the sights, shoot at that supply goat that the enemy has just stolen off him. And, yeah, not ideal. I mean, basically, I would be fast-moving these down here and fast-move this one behind it. It's got smoke, right? And so these two, if they get shot... Oh, and then you know there's somebody there, and then you stop fast-moving, or you just smoke them back and then go in. Because, yeah, there's not actually anybody here. Because, yeah, the M60s... I mean, if you play the UK, like, basically all the tanks go that fast, but the M60s are very slow in this game. So that's the second KGMU. Whoa, takes out the RT. That's a really big kill, actually. That is huge. Really big kill there. It's just a shame it's happened so late in the day. But look at this, man. I mean, he's literally... Is he going to lose just because this has taken so long? I mean, it's... All he had to do is fast path it. It'd be there by now. But no, he wants to take the slow route. He's bought another one. It's not going to make it go any faster. It's the same one. Oh my gosh, he stopped to shoot. Get me out. You're gonna lose! You're literally gonna lose! Oh dear. Lots of 122s have been purchased here now, so this is the other 3 from that 4 in a card. Trying to hit the Rolands, but the Rolands have moved after shooting, which is intelligent. And now, if the game ends, it would be a draw. So it looks like it's going to be a draw. There's only 3 minutes left. That's really depressing. If he just fast moved that, he would have won. But no, he's going through the forest as well, so it's going to get even slower. And, wow, by the time he takes this, I think PauluS is actually going to be winning. So, yeah, finally gets in there. Damn. Sometimes you just got to fast move, you know. I mean, He bought those mortars. I guess they both died, and he never bought another one. Like, you couldn't smoke and whatnot. So okay, so now he's got another CV coming here and another CV coming. Oh, it's going over to Foxtrot maybe, but yeah, now it would be classed as a draw because it's within the 100 points. If you're PauluS in this situation, what he should have done is smoked with these howitzers here, 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 and yeah, gets hit by a TOW2 instead. And then he could have just sat in the smoke. So yeah, people making mistakes, not a lot of time, right? So look, another CV purchased, and that's going in for Echo. The clock is ticking. Right now it's going to be a draw. Super Pershing is just fast pathing to Papa now. He's figured it out. And there isn't actually anybody there. I guess at this point, you know, you might as well take the risks. He's fast pathing this one to Foxtrot. There is a Maryutka there, but there's somebody else going first, so that's good. KRUG claims another victim. He's actually had quite a few KRUG hits. Although, the KRUG died to the LGBT maybe, or to the AT plane. Either way, lots of SPWs coming in here. M60's fast pathing. Can it make it? I mean, PauluS' front line's basically collapsed. He's just going hard in on this. He's not noticed that this can happen. M60 gets hit here. Maryutka fires again. I guess he still can't see it. So, oh, he sees. Oh, he smoked. Okay. Still hit him. M60. This is a +2. So PauluS needs to turn this reservist. Yes, he's noticed, but oh no. Now the fast path's moving against him because it's taking him off-road, and it was taking him back, which would be much safer than what he's doing now. Because now, I mean, that goes at 40 off-road, so that's very slow, and the tank's going to shoot it, so... he's realised his mistake now, he's just stopped. He's just stopped. He's like, well, what do? I give up. Just thinking, got 36 seconds. I mean, he could have just come in here, he would have been fine. Didn't drop its regular bottle. What's he doing? Don't tell me that's how it ends. I mean, really? So, Pershing manages to take the zone simply because PauluS just didn't send his CV in this cut. Then it would have been a +1, right? And he's on a +4 now, so I think it's enough for him to win. I'm just watching it go up. Is that 100 points difference? Wow. How? Really? Oh my gosh. Oh, so depressing. That's absolutely hilarious. All he had to do was just... That was 1 second. That was the last second he got that tick to push it over the 100 point, because you need 100 points for a win. Less than that is a draw. So that is 100 points. So that is the closest possible win. And the closest possible win, exactly 100 points. Man, that was a really good game from both players. Super Pershing. He was definitely winning at the end. He was getting way more kills. But yeah, PauluS, he had it all and he threw it away. Oh man, what can you do? Really entertaining game, actually. I'm glad I watched that one. 2 divisions we don't see a lot. Rank 167 with 9 games. And rank 149 with 23 games. So 2 similar players when it comes to rank, although this win rate's a lot higher. Wow, what a game. What a game. 2 divs you don't see a lot. It was very entertaining. I'm going to go play some 35th US. That was a lot of fun. The airplay from Super Pershing could have been a bit better. Like, he had the seed play, and I never saw him buy it. You know, seed with the LGBT would be useful in killing those KRUGs, for example, and the Shilkers. And then you just win, right? Because the enemy only has KRUGs and Shilkers. I mean, the Strelas and whatnot are not really doing anything, but you focus more on the ground game. I mean, this got a lot of kills at the end there. That was 1 bomb drop, got 5 kills there. And then the second one got another guy, Mr. Lane. And he focused more on the ground game. He bought a lot of M60s, and they did pay off, right? He got a lot of kills. So, yeah, GG, do let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next one.